The United States, and in particular the Southwest, has a vibrant Native American cultural history that is portrayed through the arts. For over a century, Native Americans have handcrafted jewelry, woven rugs and blankets, and shaped pottery. Techniques have been passed down from generation to generation, and each piece is a work of art with a story to tell about Native American heritage.
I started weaving when I was about 12 years old. I remember I used to admire my mom's weaving. She started putting up loom for me, and then she gave me my tools, which was brought down from my grandmother. It's not just weaving. To me, art is more like what the tribe does with anything out there that you see. Basket weaving, our reservation, the way we dress and everything, painting and jewelry. Art is a gift that was given to us. I cherish what I do because of what my mom has given me. And I also want to teach my kids how to weave and continue on the legacy.
The history of Native American weaving is a long and rich one. Navajo textiles appear in Spanish writings as early as the 1700s, but the tradition traces back to as early as 700 AD.
We are 7th generation weavers. It's something that's been around since our creation. White Shell Woman learned from Spider Woman, which is a part of our creation story. It ties back to how we were created, and there's stories behind it, and when you learn how to do a certain art, you learn those stories. And as long as there's still art around, the stories are still being passed down.
I've been weaving now probably 7-8 years. When I started weaving, I started specializing in hand-carded wool because that's what my grandma had a bunch of. And ever since then, I've just found more and more beauty in hand-carded wool, like the different variation in the colors. My hope for the Navajo people is that we continue our weaving and silversmithing and different forms of art, because everything that is art for us is usually a gift from the holy people, and I'd like to see that carried on.
My grandmother used to say that you don't make a living just from work, but weaving can give you a life. You use it to provide for your family. I'm extremely grateful that my children, my grandkids, are doing this, because this is a teaching for them. It's discipline, it teaches them. I'm extremely proud, and I hope that it will continue.
The great variety of color and matrix of turquoise with the design influence of each tribe creates treasured styles of Native American culture reflected in their jewelry. Silversmithing is a comparably newer craft adopted by Native Americans, but has a strong tradition with multi-generational ties.
Silversmithing has always kind of been an art form and decorative, but one of the main things about it was that a big part of in the culture is turquoise. And it was a medium that you could set turquoise into, because turquoise kind of represents hojo, a balance in life, which is very important because you're dealing with all the elements and the problems of life and what have you. I started by marrying my wife, who was from a family of silversmiths. In the 49 years that I've been silversmithing, we have gone from 2 basic forms of working metal to everything that's out there possible.
Today, Native American art and artistry is an important way to appreciate Native American heritage and teach people around the world about Native American culture and art. One method to expose this culture and art to the world is through modern-day commerce.
Well, the best way to educate our audience is really through telling the story, because the story brings up all the elements, the culture, the tradition, the meaning behind it, the materials, the craftsmanship. So it's best to start with a story, and then all those things evolve, and then people ask questions as to what they want to learn more about.
Malouf on the Plaza honors the traditions of Native American artists, young and old. Located on the historic 400-plus-year Plaza in the heart of Santa Fe, Malouf on the Plaza supports and introduces new generations of Native American artists to tourists from all over the world.
We've been here since 2013, and that represents about 1% of the time that this particular building has been a commercial location. Our mission is to be more of a conduit, and that is to manage and encourage relationships with hundreds of artists and how that translates to thousands of customers and people that come from all walks of life, and how we learn more about it and convey that knowledge, which is very unique to Santa Fe and to the Native American community. I think a place like this would not likely exist anywhere else but Santa Fe. You know, we have such an instant society today, and yet the Native American community is still an oral tradition and a pass down of skills and traditions and things like that. So I think it's important to engage in that way. You know, of course, all the information's online as well, but person to person, you just can't beat that kind of transfer of information. So we try to be as flexible and as encouraging as we can, because we want them to be successful, we want their children to be successful, and it's just part of the bargain of being able to enjoy and sell their art.
Authenticity and education are important keys to preserving the heritage and promoting the Native American arts and artists. Malouf on the Plaza makes both a priority.
Indian art is an expression, and that expression reflects tradition and culture and on all the things that are involved in your personal life. The piece that we did downstairs, which is a box, is representational of all those things. It is a visual experience to look at it, because there's not only an outside, but there's an inside also that needs to be looked at. And all that tells the story of this ceremony. Malouf on the Plaza here has been a great participant and partner in this effort of preserving Native American art. But they also promote the artists nationally, locally, and internationally. And this is really important if we want this thing to continue to grow. The consumer is the ultimate person in this whole thing. He's the one, or she is the one, who keeps this thing going. It's the grease in the wheel that keeps artists motivated, artists excited about their work. And Malouf plays a very, very important part in that.
To learn more, visit us online today.